Hey, it's Rick Quattro here. Let's look at something that we were talking about on the Adobe forums. So the poster wanted to have a list of markers, and they want the markers in document order. And the lists are always in document/book order, but they wanted some of the markers to have character formats applied to part of the marker. So we've kind of mocked this up, but you can see all the 900s have emphasis applied to it. And they wanted something like that, but they wanted that to happen in their list. So when we generate a list of markers, you can see what happens. We get that the literal tag comes through that's supposed to give us the character formatting. And for some reason in FrameMaker lists, the character formatting doesn't come through. It just comes through literally like this. So let's look at one of these markers just so we can see what's happening. So if we go here and look at the marker text, you can see that we've added an emphasis tag. We have the case 999, and then we close that out. And we want that to come through in our list. So again, if we go back here, you'll see that they don't come through in the list. They just come through literally. And so there's a couple ways we could solve this. One is we could have a script that would go through and actually read these tags and apply formatting to them. But what we've decided to do is figure out how can we make an index into a list? How can we make an index of markers act like a list? So let's go back here to our index and let's just see what we need to do. Now these obviously are in alphabetical order, which is not what we want. We want them in document order. So if we compare it with the list, you'll see, for example, that this first one is case 999, but that ends up to be the last entry because of sorting. So, and also we've got our group titles, which we don't want. So let's do the easy thing first. Let's get rid of the group titles. So the first thing we're going to do here is we go to the IX reference page. And if you click in here, this is the group titles IX paragraph. And you can see that in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. And this determines what group titles are used. And we don't want any group titles. So the way we have to do this is, let's just zoom out a little bit and let's show our text symbols. And what we have to do is we don't delete the entire paragraph, but we just delete the contents of the paragraph. So I'm going to click here at the beginning. And again, if you look down at the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you can see it's group titles IX, so it's the correct paragraph. And then if I press my Shift key, I select all the contents, but I actually leave the paragraph symbol. So we still have a paragraph there, but it's just empty. So let's go back to the body page. And let's update our index. So we're going to update it. And what's going to happen is that C, that group title, is going to disappear. And that's exactly what we want to happen. So let's zoom in a little bit. And let's hide our text symbols because we don't need them anymore. Okay, so now what we need to do though is we need to worry about obviously the sort order. We're sorting alphabetically, but what we want to do is put these in document order just like a list. So let's see how we're going to solve that. So let's go to one of these markers. Now there's a feature in FrameMaker where you can specify sort order, and the way you do it is you put your sort order in square brackets. And so let's pretend we want this to be the first one. So we're going to put in square bracket 0001, close square bracket, and we're going to save the marker. And what we should see is when we generate this list, or this index rather, we should see this float up to the top. And let's just see if that's the case. Yeah, so now that floated up to the top because again, we're saying instead of sorting on CASE space 999, sort on 0001. And of course that would be the first entry if that was a literal entry, and it floats that to the top. And let's do the same thing with this one here. And this one will make the second one. So we're going to say 0002, and we're going to click save, and then we'll generate it again. And then if we go back to our index, you can see that that's actually floated up to the top as well. So what do we have to do to make all these sort correctly? Now we could do this manually like we're doing it, but that's impractical on a long document. So what we've done is we've created a script that'll do that for us. So the purpose of the script is actually to walk through each document in the book and encounter each marker in document order and add a sequential sort string. So let's go ahead and click on the book and we'll run the script and we'll see what happens. And I have it here in the script window, but of course this could be accessed from a menu item, or it could actually happen automatically every time you generate the book. So let's go ahead and run it here, and it runs pretty fast because we've only got a couple of documents in here. Let's go ahead and generate the index. All right, so now what you can see is we've got these in document order, and what you'll see here, let's see if we can, let's close each document, and then we'll see if we can split the screen to show you this. All right, so we've tiled the windows here, and you can see now here's our list, and again, the list does not honor the sort order, and it really doesn't have to because lists are always in document/book order. But this allows us to see, is our index sorted correctly? Is it mimicking what a list would look like if it was in document order? And you can see it does. We've got 999, 950, 942, and so on. And if you look at the page numbers, you'll see that we go from page 1 to page 2, page 3, and then page 4. So now we have created this thing into document order/book order. And let's just show you the markers. Let's Control-Alt-click on this one. And you can see, you know, here's the very first marker in the very first document, and it's the 0001. And then let's just go back to the next one, would be this 950, and that's 0002. And it's actually in the same paragraph, but it's just a little bit farther down. So the script is smart enough to walk through these markers in document/book order. So it's always going to number them sequentially. Now, if we were to add another one in there and rerun the script, it would reset all of them so that we would still get them in document/book order. So I think this is a good solution. Now, the only other thing we can do here, let's just do some formatting here so it's the same. So we'll set this up so it looks exactly the same. So we're going to look at the specs on this, this document here. And this is a list of index markers. And we can see we've got the left tab at 3.5 inches and a right tab at 6.5. So let's do the same thing over here. And so we're going to add a new tab stop. 3.5 is going to be left, but we're going to add some leader dots. Click continue. Let's add another one at the right hand. And again, what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to make this look like the list that we currently have. So let's just add that, say continue. We're going to update the style. Then of course we have to go to the reference page and actually add those tab stops. So we're going to go here. And what we want to do is we want a tab stop before the page number. So we're going to click the tab key. Check that. Actually, we need to add it here. We need to add it here. So we're going to select the space, hit the tab key, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a building block. So we're going to add the relative file name building block. So we'll just copy this one. And we'll go to and actually that would be down here, I believe. So let's try that. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to hit the tab key and let's just generate it and see if we get what we want. So we're back at the body pages. We're going to generate this. And yeah, we get what we want here. So let's zoom out a little bit so we can actually see the page numbers. Yeah, so we're at probably 100% or maybe a little less. So let's zoom out this one so it matches. Yeah, that matches. Let's hide this. So you can see now this was our actual list of markers on the right-hand side. And we didn't get the emphasis that we wanted. We just got the literal tag that we put in the marker text. But now if we look at this index of markers, which normally would be in alphabetical order, it's exactly the same except we've got the emphasis formatting that we want. And we just added this relative file name just so you can see that they're in book order as well. So you've got all your deleteme.fms, the first non-generated file in the book, and then you've got the second one. And you can also see that with the page numbers. You got 1 and 2, in your first document, 3 and 4 in your second document. So I think this is a good solution. So if you're interested in a script like this, please reach out to me, Rick at FrameExpert.com, and we'll talk about that.